Hi guys, how are you all? So as you know, in our previous video, we have learned about this filter function, map function, flat map functions. Today we are going to learn about how we can create an extension function, how we can create an inline function, non-inline function, and why we use them. So let's start with this and let's create a new Kotlin file or class. Let's name it extension function example. So let's create this file and let's create our main function and let's start. So as you know, let's start with extension function. Why we need extension function? So when previously we see, like when we needed a class to, like when we creating an open class and we want to extend this function and want to add another functions, we can extend that open class and can then implement methods and can add another methods to that subclass. But what if you are having a class that is from a library and you want to add some functionality to that? So how you can achieve that? So what we can do is we can use extension function. So for example, we have a statement like print, and here we are printing hello world. And but what we want to do is we want to format this string in a particular way. Then how we can do it? So for this, what we need to do is we need to create extension function. Extension functions are basically are the functions which are created from extending that particular class. So we want to operate that function on a string. So what we can do is let's take the string that is the class. Then we need to give the name of that class. We want to format this formatted string, and we can create this function like this. And what is saying formatted string is never used. We will maybe there is spelling mistake, but let's start with this. So this is the name of the function formatted string, and what we want to do is here we want to return the string that is formatted. So for this, let's just we can do like this, and we want to format in a particular way, and we will use this will point to the current object which we are having, and add this. So this is how you can do, and put this in like this, and just make the return type as well to string. So this will do, it will point to the that particular string which we are going to pass, or which we are the instance of object of that particular instance on whichever string we are passing. So it will be remove curly braces, we can remove those. And so what we have done is we have created an extension function for a string class, and that what will it will do, it will format whichever string we are going to perform on whichever string which we are going to perform this format string, and it will format it in this way. And also one point to note is we cannot access the private functions of this string class using extension function, we are because we are making it outside this string class. So same way you can make it for int, or you can make it for any, like for activity or anything you want. So for now, let's do one thing, formatted string we can call, and let's try to run this, and you will see the formatted output in the way which we have called it. So that's how you can create an extension function. You can create for string, boolean, anyone you want. See, we have created it like this, the dots, and then next line, and the hello world, then next line, and we have created it like this. So you can create the extension functions like this. These are called as extension function, name of the class, then dot, and extend the whatever function name, and you can return and you can perform operations on it. So this is about the extension function. Let's now move to the inline function. For this, let's remove this. So let's have a function and that we can say like function. We can name it uh, uh like and or test. Let's name it end for now. And in this function as well, let's print end. And here in the main function, let's do one thing. Let's have print statement that is going to print like start, and print middle, and then call the end function. And what we can say here, done, right? And let's run it. So you will see all of them will be printed: start, middle, end, and done. So let's do one thing now. Let's go to the tools, Kotlin, and show Kotlin bytecode and decompile. What you will see, like we have the function system.out.print start, and then we have this end, and system.out.print and function is called here in this function, and there is done, which we have called. All of the functions are there, and n is been called from here, and it is extending the function here. But if we don't want what it is doing in the background, like it is just executing this function here. But what if you don't want to execute this function here, you want to copy the body of the function directly here. So what we can do is we can simply say this function as inline function, and when we are going to execute this, you will see and the output will be the same. Now again, go to tools, Kotlin, show Kotlin bytecode, and decompile this. So now you will see, like it what it has done is it has taken the variable directly here, and it is just, yeah. So it has, what it has done is it has taken the variable for here, and it is just directly printing this function here. It what it has done, it has copied that function to here, and it is removing the call of the function, uh, the end function, from the bottom. It has copied the body here. So that's how you can use the inline. And also, let's try one thing. We can try, like, let's see it for the higher order function. So for example, so yeah, we have created a function end, and it is taking the some other function as input, and which we have called it from end. And let's run it. The output will be the same, and let's try to see the now the bytecode. When we see the bytecode, when we decompile it, we will see like this is creating the instance of end function here in the background. But for example, if you are calling this in your application multiple times and multiple places, so what it will do, it will create the instance of this function at multiple times. So to avoid this thing, what we can do is simply we can call this as inline. So now what it will do, it will not create the instance of this, it will just directly copy this function here. The output will remain the same again, but we can see the Kotlin, so Kotlin bytecode, and let's decompile. So here you will see the output remains the same. It won't create like instance, it will copy the body of that function here. So this is how you can use the inline function. Inline function uh, can be used only where there is, it's a small function and small code. We should not be using it where like your function is large, because otherwise it will be creating multiple copies of that function to that place. So it should be used only for the small functions, and wherever when there is, you are calling it at less times. So yeah, that is about the inline function. Now let's see about the non-inline function. So how and where we should be using the non-inline function. So for example, now it was having a single input like ABC, and let's create another function that is XYZ, and that is also taking the input. And here as well, let's call the function that is print XYZ, right? So it is calling, and let's run this. Okay, we have not executed the XYZ. Let's invoke it here and let's run it. You will see like XYZ printed. And now let's check the bytecode once again. Kotlin show bytecode, decompile. We will see it has just copied the XYZ as well here. So what if you want to just copy one function and you don't want to copy the another function here? So how you can do it? You can simply say the non-inline in front of that function, and what it will do, like let's just run it. And it what it will do, it won't just copy that function body here, it will create the instance of that one function. Yeah, so you will see that it has created the instance of this XYZ function here. It just copied one function from both of the lambdas. So when you wanted to, like when you are passing a number of like lambdas and you want to just one of the function you want to create it an instance again, then you should be using non-inline in front of that function. Otherwise you can use inline function. So now another thing which another function which left is that we need to look at the infix function. So what are the infix function? Basically infix functions are those functions which we can be called like without parentheses. And so let's see an example how you can call them. Let's have a class operation, and in this class what we having a variable x that equals to 10. And let's create an infix function. To create an function we just need to use infix, then function, and let's name it as minus. And we are just doing the number, and that is an int. And in this function what we are doing, we can say that this to reference to this class, the x, the variable which we passed is equals to this dot x again minus num, right? So this is the operation that we are performing here. So let's see how you can use the infix function. So let's create a operation object, right? And so how you can use, like, to operate this function, infix function, we don't need any parentheses. We can simply say operation minus the function name, whatever we want, 7. And now let's try to print operation dot x. So you will see the output, it will minus the number and it will print it 3. So this is how, guys, you can use the infix function as well. For these functions we don't need any parentheses or we don't need a direct call, we can just simply use it like this. After this we also have the suspend functions, which basically we use for coroutines. And with the because those functions we basically use to, because suspend function has the ability where we can pause them, start them and stop them whenever we want. So we can use the suspend functions, but for those we will be learn in when we are learning coroutines, we will learn about that. Suspend function also you can create like this suspend function in the front of this number, you can use like this. So that is all for today, guys. We have learned about extension function, inline function, non-inline function, and infix functions, and somewhat about suspend function. We will learn more about suspend function when we are learning about coroutines. So yeah, that's all for today, guys. In our next video we learn more about Kotlin. Till then, guys, do comment and subscribe to the channel, and like this video if you have learned something new. Take care. Bye.